Hello guys, this is the last video of the mini-series, the video number 5 about freelancing, and topic of today is think like a client. This is probably my main overall message about freelancing, and overall advice is that you need to stop thinking like a developer and start thinking like a client. I will talk about that in the next few minutes. And if you want to get the full course about my 15 years of freelancing, including my own story, how I grew into successful freelancer, the link to the course will be in the description below. And next week, we get back to technical topics on this channel with more Laravel tips and new series. Think like your client. Here's another thought that you can probably sense from this whole course, but I will formulate it as a separate mini video. You need to put yourself in the client's shoes and think about what they need, what are their problems, and how they think about this whole project. It will help you to communicate clearer from the very beginning. If you think like a developer, you start communicating in your own tech terms, programming language, framework, servers, etc. If you think like a client, you will ask questions about the business goals of the project, the potential users and customers, and the vision behind the idea. You treat it like a business consultation with a client, so you listen and then you are in a position to offer technical solutions later, after you know the business details. Imagine a situation when you're trying to find a photographer for your wedding. You get pitches from 50 plus photographers. Would you listen to those who start their pitch by telling what camera or lighting they have and what software they use to edit the photos? No, you don't care about those technical details. What you care about is their portfolio of work related to weddings. During the call or meeting, potential photographers should ask about your wedding. What are your plans? When and where would they be? What are your preferences and wishes for the weddings? They need to listen more than talk about themselves. And this is a typical mistake of a freelance developer. Talking about their work, about their technical details, about how many years of experience they have with such and such framework, instead of asking the right questions and putting themselves in the shoes of the client. And even during the project itself, in every possible situation of a potential conflict, put yourself in the shoes of a client. Quite often, developers are mad at clients because clients change their minds, they ask for something illogical from development point of view, but think about it, they are not developers typically. They don't know what questions to ask. They don't know how much things actually take to implement. It seems for them there's just one button to be built, but in reality it may be a few hours or even days of work. They don't understand that, and they shouldn't. That's not their job. And that's another difference between a full-time job and a freelance career. In a full-time job at a company, usually the tasks are given by more or less technical people, your managers or teammates. When you are a freelancer, you deal with a client who doesn't know what HTML is or something else, and how to formulate the task in the first place. They may ask silly questions, and the more professional you behave while answering those questions, the bigger the chance of a successful project and a happy client, and they would refer you to other clients in the future. I also want to quote an extreme version of this idea of put yourself in the client's shoes. I've read this on Twitter, and I quote, "In my early freelance career, which I didn't know anything about, pricing, proposal, and etc., I created a couple of fake job posts with some requirements to see how other freelancers wrote their proposals, prices, hourly rates, etc. Top freelancers especially. That helped me at the start." So this was a tweet that I've read while someone was replying to one of my tweets, and I just wanted to quote this in this video. Not sure I would use such shady tactics, but hey, whatever works for you. You need to understand the client first, and you need to put yourself in their shoes first.